Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Canadian Shield, your trusted news source. My name is Sterling, and I'm your host. Jagmeet Singh made two announcements today. Actually, it was a 2-in-1 announcement where he let the Liberals know that he was no longer going to support the Supply and Confidence Agreement, and he told Canadians that he expected to be elected for Prime Minister, or at least he was running for Prime Minister. Now, I'm going to let you hear some of his stuff, but I want you to temper the entire situation. There's still the Bloc Québécois play, and it's a numbers game. And for Jagmeet, the numbers he's probably going to calculate where he can get to his February deadline. So right now he wants to see if this announcement will make his polls grow. I think. But before I get into breaking it down for you, I would encourage you to like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. Last 2 months, I have been turned down so far on the algorithm that my new subscription numbers are basically gone flat. I am up against a lot of, it's hard to fight the algorithm, but if you share this video, if you thumb up this video, then the algorithm will see me as people wanting to watch me, and I'll get more reach. Okay, so I'm going to let you hear a couple of things from his announcement. I mean, it was a 2-minute spot where he was just trying to make it more of a campaign launch, right? It was more about how I'm going to be the next Prime Minister of Canada and less about the announcement for the end of the Supply and Confidence. So I'll just let you listen to it, and then I'll break down for you.
Today, I notified the Prime Minister that I've ripped up the Supply and Confidence Agreement. Canadians are fighting a battle. The Liberals have let people down. They don't deserve another chance. The fact is, the Liberals are too weak, too selfish, and too beholden to corporate interests to fight for people. I'm running for Prime Minister because together we can and will stop conservative cuts. We can deliver relief and restore hope, fix healthcare, build homes you can afford, stop price gouging.
So, homes and economy and prices, isn't that the Conservative platform? Pretty sure that's the Conservative platform. Just different words, but the same point, which may help him. There are going to be people that will not vote for the Liberals and would prefer to vote for the NDP instead of voting for the Conservatives because they're just ideologically opposed to a balanced budget and a good economy and jobs, money in your pocket. Trudeau, for his part, was in Newfoundland today announcing school food programs and saying how because we're using taxpayers' dollars to buy school food programs, to buy food for schools, your life is going to be vastly improved. What I found really interesting is that he hadn't had time to meet with his handlers yet to get the message crafted and to be told exactly what to say and how to say it. So here's what he did say and said, and it's very telling.
And these are the things that we're focused on. I'll let others focus on politics, but I will point out that I really hope the NDP stays focused on how we can deliver for Canadians, as we have over the past years, rather than focusing on politics. I am not focused on politics. I'll let other parties focus on politics. I'm focused on Canadians. I'll let the other parties focus on politics.
When do you start thinking politically?
Delivering for Canadians is at the heart of what politics is supposed to be about.
So, on the one hand, you're not going to think about politics. I mean, this is how you know that nobody's been able to tell him what to say, right? None of the people that they've hired to craft the message have had a chance to train him yet, to get him to memorize his lines. Because 3 or 4 times he's like, I'm not interested in politics. I'm not going to worry about politics. I'll let the other parties worry about politics. Like he's, just saying to you that it's not something that he's worried about or focusing on. And then the one fella asks him, well, when are you going to start to worry about politics? And his answer is worrying about Canadians is at the heart of politics. So if you're not worrying about politics, and I don't think this occurs to him, but if you're not worrying about politics, then you're not worrying about Canadians. If you're telling me that the other parties are the ones that are worried about politics and politics is at the heart of looking after Canadians, that means that you're not looking after Canadians, and you're not even trying to. You're not even you're not even thinking about it. I mean, how did this guy get elected in the first place? I'll tell you, one of the reasons that he got elected is because a large proportion of the electorate did not turn out and vote. Do not get complacent. Do not let any polls fool you. Get up, go out, cast a vote. All right, now I'm going to let you listen to what Pierre Poilievre had to say on the today's announcement. Poilievre was out in British Columbia, where he was already scheduled to be. I would imagine to help shore up what looks to be like the impending majority of the Conservative provincial party. And he spoke to Jagmeet from the microphone again. So let's listen.
And now, sellout Singh has pulled a stunt. The sellout Singh stunt today, where he came out and claimed that he was wrong, that the coalition was a bad, costly idea, but he refuses to commit to voting for a carbon tax election. So my message to sellout Singh is this. If you're serious about ending your costly carbon tax coalition with Trudeau, then commit today to voting for a carbon tax election at the earliest confidence vote in the House of Commons. That way we can have a carbon tax election where Canadians will decide between the costly coalition of Trudeau and sellout Singh that tax your food, punish your work, take your money, double your housing costs, and unleash crime and drugs on your street.
Well, Poilievre put him right on the spot there, didn't he? Because now every time Jagmeet tries to talk to the press, it's going to be, are you going to go ahead and support the no confidence motion put forward by any of the other political parties? So remember, the House doesn't sit until the 16th, and Pierre Poilievre had said that they're looking at the calendar. They haven't received the calendar yet, so they don't know where they have the timing to slip that in. I promise you that right now the Liberal Party is on the phone with the Bloc, because the Bloc has more seats, has more representation in the House of Commons than the NDP does. It's just that the Bloc and the Liberals fight for the same seats. Right, they're in Quebec, where really the only place the Bloc runs. It's only the Liberal Party that their voters like. I mean, they rarely vote for Conservatives in Quebec. Like, I get that they do, but rarely. For the most part, it always turns out to be the Liberals or the Bloc. So I don't know that the Bloc will support it, and I'm fairly certain that the Bloc is ready for an election in Quebec, because in their mind, it's only in Quebec anyway. Right? They don't have to worry about what happens in the polls in Saskatchewan or in the Yukon. They only have to worry about the polls in the region, in the province of Quebec. And they have, by all accounts, got it locked down pretty well. I mean, in Quebec, the Liberals right now are showing in third place. The fact that Justin Trudeau said, I'm not worried about politics, should tell you just how little they were prepared for this announcement coming out of Jagmeet. The fact that Jagmeet did it while he tried to make everybody believe that he's ready to be prime minister means that when they sat down, this is a strategy that they come out with, that they slipped it in. We've broken the supply and confidence on, vote for me. And that's relevant, because the first time that they put forward a confidence motion, if they put forward the no confidence motion, if the calendar doesn't support Jagmeet to get the vote past Christmas, then he won't do it. I believe he's going to wait until the time is right for him and him alone. He doesn't care about the Canadian people. He doesn't care about the electorate. He doesn't care about the people in his party. He only cares about himself. And as a result, he's going to wait until he can get the maximum benefit. Because in his mind, right, people are just going to be throwing rose petals, and he's going to walk down the street and people are just going to carry them on their shoulder or let him walk on the rose petals. He feels that now that he's broken the supply and confidence, the floodgates are going to go wide open, and everybody's going to make him the leader of the official opposition. And maybe, I don't know that the country is prepared for any of that nonsense, though. I believe that the country would prefer a solid majority, so that they don't have to deal with any of the problems, so that they don't have to be split in their focus, so that they can just get down to business, because it's going to take a long time to recover the debts that the Liberal NDP party imposed on Canadians. Now I'm going to do another video on the Bank of Canada, which is not as good as you think it is. However, it's kind of good for people who are up against fighting the system. Now remember, what we have to do here is not get swayed by anybody's polls, any numbers, anything like that. The mainstream media is just as upset about this as the Liberal Party is themselves. They want nothing more than for the Liberal Party to be able to cling on to something. We need to get up, get out, and vote. I don't care if there's 15 feet of snow. You go vote with snowshoes. You have to cast your vote. We need like a 95% turnout in this country. It will be historic numbers. All right, I'm going to wrap here. I want to thank you all for listening. I'll talk to you next time.